In the crazy, high-stakes world of gas trading, what's the real difference between a desk that makes it and one that just blows up? Well, I can tell you, the answer isn't something you're going to find in a textbook. Today, we're cracking open an insider's playbook, and it is built for one thing: survival.
So let's just get right into it. Why do so many gas trading desks actually fail? I mean, you hear the stories, right? You see desks stacked with brilliant people, and they still go under. Turns out the real reasons are usually hiding in plain sight, and they have very little to do with the complex theories you learn about.
And here's what's so interesting. Failure isn't just about one big bad market call. It's about the fundamentals. It's mispricing the real-world value of your assets. It's about those massive weather events that your fancy value-at-risk model, your VAR, completely misses. And sometimes it's about simple but catastrophic operational errors, messing up nominations, for example. The real takeaway here is that there's a huge gap between the theory and the messy physical reality of moving gas. So if the old textbook way of learning just isn't cutting it, what's the alternative? Well, it's a playbook. One that's built for the absolute chaos of the trading floor during a winter storm, not for a quiet classroom. It's built for reality. This fresh approach comes from a group called Durga Analytics, and they have built their entire program around this one powerful idea: survival. It's really a shift in mindset. It's not just about chasing P&L, it's about making sure your desk is still standing when all the dust settles. And this quote, it really gets to the heart of it all. This isn't academic theory. This is the distilled wisdom from people who've been in the trenches. It's all about how senior traders actually manage money, handle risk, and govern their teams in the real world. All right, so how do you actually train a trader for survival? Well, this program breaks it down into 9 core modules. You can think of it like mastering every single piece of the game, from basic accountability all the way to leadership in a crisis. So let's walk through them. Module 1 kicks things off with the fundamentals, but from a senior point of view. It's not just about profit and loss, it's about risk and, crucially, reputation. It draws a clear line in the sand: who makes what call. And it covers one of the most underrated skills in trading: knowing when not to trade. Knowing when the smartest move is to just stay on the sidelines. And it wraps up by studying the past, looking at real lessons from desks that didn't make it. Module 2 gets into the nitty-gritty of the market structures that actually matter day to day. It really highlights the key differences between, say, North America's pipeline-driven markets, where basis risk is everything, and Europe's markets, which are all about hub liquidity at places like TTF and NBP. In Europe, things like balancing rules can totally wreck your P&L, and LNG is this constant, massive disruptor. It's the practical stuff you have to know. Okay, now Module 3 is where we get into the actual strategies, the senior trader's thinking process, laid out step by step. It starts with a portfolio-first mindset, then moves into executing real, physical arbitrage with storage and transport. There's a huge focus on handling that wild weather volatility. And what I find really fascinating is the part about implementing risk-off playbooks, having a disciplined, pre-planned strategy for when you're wrong and you need to get out fast. I love the theme for Module 4. Instead of just teaching you how to use the models, it teaches you when to be skeptical of them. It asks the really tough questions, What do you do when the forward curve is basically lying to you? What's your plan when the weather models everyone relies on are just completely wrong? This is all about spotting the hidden flaws in the tools of the trade. Module 5 is pure survival training. It's about what your standard value-at-risk model totally misses in the gas markets. It's about how to properly stress test for those once-in-a-decade winter storms, and it's about the hard governance calls, like having kill switches for traders. It's about surviving massive margin calls and learning the brutal lessons from some of the industry's biggest blowups. Now, Modules 6 and 7 tackle a super important and often overlooked problem: the dangerous gap between what a trader wants to do and what the systems and operations can actually handle. Module 6 covers the physical world, scheduling, nominations, all that. And then Module 7 dives headfirst into the ETRM system itself, the pressure of capturing deals, the gaps in the models, the myth of getting a true real-time P&L, and of course, the hidden dangers of all those shadow Excel spreadsheets. And finally, Modules 8 and 9 bring it all back to the most critical factor of all, the human element. We're talking about personal liability under regulations like REMIT and FERC. We're talking about the behavioral traps like overconfidence. It's about building a culture of discipline, not fear. And ultimately, it's about leadership during a crisis and learning from the desks that have managed to survive and thrive for decades.
So after going through a curriculum that deep, it should be crystal clear who this program is built for. This is not a 101 course. This is an advanced playbook designed by experts specifically for the senior leaders who are actually in the hot seat. And they're very upfront about this. It's for senior traders, desk heads, and the market risk and credit leaders who govern them. It's also vital for the people who own and build the trading systems. But let's be absolutely clear, this is not for beginners or someone just trying to get a quick certification. And get this. Across all 9 of those modules, we're talking about 120 cumulative chapters. And every single one is laser-focused on the practical, operational realities of survival, not abstract theory. That's an incredible amount of real-world knowledge. Which really brings us full circle, back to where we started. The whole point of a playbook like this is to get you and your desk ready before the crisis hits. Because when that extreme volatility finally arrives, it's way too late to start learning. So it all comes down to one question. It's not a matter of if the next big market disruption is going to happen, but when. And when it does, will your desk be ready?